everybody, and welcome to the Natural Ones. We're very excited to give you this week's episode. Last week's kind of ended on a fun little reprieve note after a sort of harrowing battle. So, our adventurers have been stuck in the Tower of Blight for a few of our weeks now. Game time, not weeks. Sorry.
It's like, yeah.
It's been one
not
day.
Not weeks, but it's been a hell of a day inside the Tower of Blight. Recently, they have been able to rescue the person that they had been coming in here in the first place to do so, Gornal, a dwarf from the Thornal Mining Company. Thorgol Mining Company.
A dwarf
I was like, that is not the name.
Dwarf, you guys have been
a dwarf we've been needing to rescue since before we were streaming.
Yes, legitimately. This is a long time coming. And they found him sort of exhausted, exhausted and starving. And getting him out of the cage was a feat. And as they've come to this new room with this giant golem, these spears everywhere, they were able to beat the puzzle of this golem room and rushing to the next one, as it was a harrowing and almost devastating encounter for many of them. Some of them going, like Philip went down and other people were very close. They come to a room of rest. It is not going to be very much. It is only a short rest, but it is time to kind of collect themselves, see what their next moves are, and taking Gornal out of Kalenth's box and setting him down for sort of a calm meal and an ability to sort of actually rest. We open on these gooftard people.
I'm so sorry. Gornal just really got me.
I also like the visual of us picking him up out of the box and putting him down like a child.
Oh my god, that was so
I wanted
funny.
on the record, I no longer have the spell slots to cast Revivify, so
Hey,
don't go down.
You've got invisibility.
I can't believe
Yeah.
this is bad. Oh my god.
I also wanted on the record, I no longer have my relentless endurance. I no longer have any lay on hands. I also no longer have the spell slots for Revivify.
I can cast Cure Wounds at the first level 3 times. That's what I'm bringing to the
Maybe
healing
if
day.
you do them all at once, they can basically be a Revivify.
No.
Okay.
Gornal is very calmly trying to, like... There seems to be a awareness to him of his condition. And he's very gently sort of eating and drinking. Like, it's very small amounts and kind of this gradual attempt at eating and drinking. As you guys are sort of sitting down, resting.
Gornal, do you mind if I ask you a few questions while we're here?
That is fine.
I noticed that you had scraps around you, but you clearly hadn't eaten in a while. How had you been... Where was the food coming from when you were there?
I have had, I suppose, in this place you could say a benefactor. His name was Kalenth, and he brought me food. He brought me drink when I first arrived, and since then, more time has passed. I don't know exactly when, but he stopped coming. And well, I did. He had helped me have enough should he not be able to make it back. But I don't believe he was thinking he would be gone so long. They usually show up every few days, so I had to. When the main parts of the food and drink were gone, I used the scraps. And after a point, it became too difficult. You see, he's like missing a few teeth.
Yeah.
I cast mending on his teeth. That's not how any of this works.
Is there can you revivify specifically on the teeth?
You know, I could, but I don't have any revivify anymore. That is how revivify works. So
Can you cast revivify at a second level to just bring back teeth?
for teeth.
Yeah.
Tooth revivify. Yeah, I actually prepared that one just in case.
Well, I suppose it's good that we showed up when we did then. There wasn't. I'm not sure how much longer it would have been able to last in there.
I don't know.
Have you heard or seen anyone else outside of Golem while you were here?
No. Only Colette.
Okay. One other question. Do you have a memory of how you wound up here in the first place?
Unfortunately, yes. I don't know. You said Larethka sent you. Then you must know of the job we took.
Yes, we went there ourselves. We found the rest, and when you weren't there, we sought you out.
I took that job because of money. And I am not one to believe superstition. I was proven wrong. Our journey through the hills was tough. And as we came upon the colony, my family wanted to leave, but I said no. The Thorgul's finish a job, no matter the danger. And I thought I would be making a name for ourselves, something to bring home. When the dissension continued, I warned that it is an act that I regret. It would have excommunicated all of them if they had run away. So they stayed. As we dove deeper into the madness of that Illith colony, my family began to turn on each other. For one of our days, I was separated. As a voice called out to me, calling. A Eventually I came upon that stone. Giant stone. I had never seen anything like it. It called. I touched it. And I came here. Straight into the cage. Not long after, Kalant showed up. Food, drink. Greeting me as a guest. Telling me that he did not have the means with which to remove me. A long period of distrust from both sides. His first words to me were, "What sort of tool has she sent?" And I don't know how to make sense of it, but he proved himself to me. They showed up consistently. Is my family okay? You said you found them.
Unfortunately, by the time that we found them, the only one remaining was your client. The rest were taken back, and we made sure that your family was able to give them the ceremony that they deserved. They were not left to rot in that place.
Good. Horace?
He's currently imprisoned. The last we saw of him, I'm not entirely sure for how long, but he was not received warmly.
Good. A punishment I will receive upon coming home.
I don't think punishment is what anybody needs at this moment. From my understanding of what happened here, unfortunately the people who are responsible for this are people who are outside of our jurisdiction, people that can't be reached, at least not by conventional means. But if something can be done, it will be. For now, we need to get you back to the Thorgal.
Yes.
I suppose I should also. A lot has happened since you've been on there.
Imagine I have lost track of time. I don't know how long I have been here, but
It's been several months.
I would also very appreciate the leaving here.
Yeah. I'm already not fond of it myself, and I've been here for a much shorter time than you have.
I did not want to leave alone.
You won't have to.
No, no. I would like to leave with Calent. If he has not been seen by me for some time, I worry for their safety.
We do know, we have come across Colenth. They are alive. They are unable to leave the room that they're in. They're in their own sort of prison at the moment.
And we could figure out a way. Yes, you have fought in here. You've come here.
This tower is a complicated thing. There's two ways out of here that we have available to us. Unfortunately, neither one of them is something that we can do with any degree of certainty. We either find our way to the bottom, or we find our way back to the top. I wish it were linear, or we could go straight to either one. Unfortunately, the way this tower works, the floors scramble. We never know what's going to happen when we go through one door, what floor we're going to wind up on, or how far it is from where we're trying to go. After that last room, though, I think it's in our best interest to get out of here as quickly as possible. I don't have another room like that one in me.
Are you comfortable leaving without finding the stone that runs this place?
Gornal was the most important part of coming here. The stone would have been nice, but I have ways to speak to the stone if I need to. It might not be easy, but I think I can make it happen. Of course, the information that I wanted from the stone, I also managed to get from Gornal.
Right.
It'd be nice to get a better read on it, but the most important questions have been answered. Its method of coming here, and as much as I hate to say it, the behavior is all lining up. Colenth is not our enemy here.
You say getting to the bottom of the tower is a way out. We don't even know if that's true.
That's also fair. It's possible it's possible we get to the bottom and we won't be able to open it.
If it was possible to find the door somehow, even if it was a 1 in a million chance, then what would have stopped Calend?
The one thing that I think we can rely on is I think whether we're going up or whether we're going down does affect the rooms we might come across somewhat. At least Calent's room, it only had one entrance, which leads me to think that it's possible that you can only get to that room if you're going up. It stands to reason that the bottom would also have one staircase, one entrance. So you would probably only be able to get there by going down.
But I don't know. There's so little information. We don't know. We could find the main. First of all, there could be basements, sub-basements. The bottom of the tower might not be the entrance. The entrance might be somewhere in the middle.
That is also true.
We don't know if we found it, if we would know, if we could open it, if it's possible to happen across the entrance. What has stopped Calent? Calent has had. Like, now they can't leave their room, but that's recent.
It's possible that even to get out of the bottom, you need the box.
It's true. Which we do have. So
Which
it's possible if we found it, we could go. If we can find it.
If we're able to use the box in the way that it needs to be used.
Yeah.
Which we also don't know. The only guaranteed way out that we have is to get the box back to Colette. And I'm standing here and I'm looking at this information. So far, every piece of evidence has checked out. Everything I know about the Raven Queen. Everything we know about the way that these stones work, about the way that the fabric works. Calent's actions are consistent. They may not be the most pleasant person at all times. But I believe them. I tend to have a fairly good read on those sorts of things. I don't agree with all the methods. I don't agree necessarily with everything that they want. But I do agree that the worst case scenario is for the fabric to come undone. And if we die in this tower, if we don't make it out, then everybody who knows about it won't be able to go anywhere. There may have been a time when Calent could come down here and take the box from us, but they can no longer do that. I don't even know if they can survive outside of this tower anymore, with what's been done to them. They may not know either. But I do believe that the last thing that they want is for this all to fall apart. The only thing I couldn't get an answer from them on was what it was that they wanted to protect. It's the only time that they deflected. Generally speaking, people do that for two reasons. They're either trying to hide some sort of ulterior motive, or it's a sore spot. It's a vulnerability that they're afraid of showing. With everything I've seen, I'd go with the latter. Calent is clearly somebody who has attachments that mean a lot to them. They're afraid of sharing those attachments, but if you read their actions, putting a wall around Sestead, everything that they sacrificed in order to try and protect their family. The reason they're upset with the Raven Queen is because those connections were betrayed. They may not want to admit it, but they are more sentimental than they would like to appear. I think our safest bet is to go back up. Both for us personally.
I don't think it's that. I feel like we might not have a choice.
And there's also that. Because even outside of our own survival, and I cannot stress this enough, whether or not we make it, if something isn't done, then this entire plane falls back into chaos. Everything that we know and everything that we have been fighting for is gone. It's done. I will prioritize that above what may be easiest or most convenient for me at the moment.
mean, so, like, I really support this idea of letting him out, but I don't support your argument, because we don't know if you're saying you want to protect, and you want to do all these cool things, but, you don't know if we, like, take him out, if that's, like, gonna protect it. So just be ready that you could have that blood on your hand, too.
As I said before, if that ends up being the case, then I will take care of it.
You might not be able to.
I can deal with hypotheticals all I want, but I can't let the fear of being wrong stop me from trying to do the right thing. Everything that I'm seeing is pointing me towards this path. There's a chance that it's wrong, but you could say that about anything. There's a chance that any one of us could turn on each other at any moment. I don't think that's true, but I can never be 100% sure.
Dornall sort of... There is a story to share. A prominent family of the Reikian clans once chose to drop in position. They were radical, continuously at the forefront politically and economically. They were a clan of great thinkers and doers. And this led them to being above all. And their idea, their goal, was to rid us of that. To rid Rekia of one above all. Or even a group above all. Because of this, they were made targets by other powerful families. The Rovak and the Rulakan among them. But they stuck to those ideals and were removed. No one can question their honor, and that is why they are one example of someone who was in the Four Pillars but is no longer destitute. But is not, sorry, was not led to destitution.
Is this clan still around?
Yes.
I was always wondering, would you happen to be talking about the Hellpikes?
Indeed. You know your history.
The story of Eliana is something that I've admired for a long time. To see that when we first went to Ulankar and saw the position that they were in, I was surprised. I thought that they would be one of the leaders. I was always wondering what had changed.
What changed was I cannot say they ran away. But there is a point where you No, dude. No. It's
I'll just cut it out. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
there is a point where you must stick to something. The Hellpikes were doers. They were actioning people. and they stood rooted to the ground in their ideals.
Well, I'm proud to carry one of their weapons.
It's notable. Good.
We have a lot to talk about once we get out of here. But we really should probably... I don't know how much sand is left in those glasses, but...
I'm gonna Indraconic. Said Lolly, I need to talk to you. Yes?
I have a question for Tyler.
Yes.
When I hear that, can, I, like, under my breath, cast Comprehend Languages?
Yeah, just leave Philip out of this conversation, that's fine.
No, I don't want them to know I'm doing it.
So here's the thing. This is still a 60-foot space. They could walk away from you. And that would be my question to you, Miles. Is this like attempting to move away, or is this like you guys are all just sitting at the table still?
Yeah, I would, assuming Seth's open to it, I'd step away, have a private conversation.
I would say you can make a sleight of hand check to try to cast the spell, but that means they both get a perception check. So go ahead and you two roll a perception check.
Oh my gosh, I don't have my dice apparently. I pulled the wrong dice out. There we go.
Yikes.
Okay, so it seems like
Chelsea?
Chelsea beat Miles at least.
18.
Miles,
8.
Jackie,
12.
12. Sort of focusing on going towards the corner, you aren't aware that this person is listening. Essentially, you're unaware of this thing. Continue to have your conversation. You cast Comprehend Languages. It will be. I will still ask for a perception check. Now, go ahead and roll a perception check just to see, because if they're walking to the other side and they're having a very, and having either a hushed or just sort of like interior conversation, it could still be hard.
See how heated it gets? I don't think it will. But, we could
Okay.
be end up yelling Indraconic, which I'm
right.
sure is terrifying.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chelsea?
It's a gift for
22.
editing, Chris.
All right, you hear it.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna...
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
Fuck me, I guess. Nobody ever wants to speak in gnome.
I mean, you could, but
I
nobody
have
else
it, I have
speaks
it.
gnome.
Yeah, that's
I
the
do.
problem.
Oh, you do?
Or Sylvan. Yeah,
I
he picked
do.
up gnome so that I couldn't have it. I like had my
picked up
one
gnome
thing.
so we
I was
could
like,
talk
well, what if I
secretly,
also
like
could
me and
speak
Seth
gnome?
are doing. Me
All
and
right,
Solali are doing.
Go ahead and
I can't even hear it.
move to your.
I'll be in my safe space.
I'm not talking at all, so I don't know why you're.
I need a sounding board. I suppose the most beneficial sounding board is an unbiased one. But what I think I actually need is one that's biased opposite of everyone else. So you're perfect for this. The biggest... I don't know. So I've been making a lot of decisions in here, saying a lot of things in regards to we have very little power. We're playing with people who have all of the power in this situation, right? And pretty much the only power we have here is the ability to withhold this box. We can't be certain of anything from either side at any time, and we are in the middle and we have the box, and that's what we have. That's our power. And it feels like that wasn't true either. We don't even have that. Because maybe Philip's right. Philip is usually right about these things. It's, I feel odd not listening to Philip in regards to this sort of thing. But it's tempered by the distrust, and even more so by, I think, this bitterness that the one action that we as a group have isn't really there. Because I don't know if we have a choice. I don't think we can get out of this tower. The more I think about it, with what we've been through, with the lack of rest, we can't even... I don't think we could... If we find plants, if we find a big enough plant, I don't even know if we could do that. And attempting it might put us in one of those cages. And then we die there. Or we die in a room fighting. Or we die in this room in 10 minutes when the walls turn into giant ants or something, and I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
My first response is obviously to say not give Kalent the box. I mean, that's been my constant response to this the entire time. And it is a little weird not listening to Philip, but Philip's very good at seeing the good in people. He always has, and it's something I admire about him. And I'm a little more cynical. I'm not good at that. And I want to trust that Philip's correct. And I want to trust that Kalent is telling the truth. I truly do. But people will say anything sometimes when they're in desperate situations. I've seen it firsthand. I don't know if they're telling us the truth. They've never told us what specifically is coming and why they need to help us. And it just... This seems a little off for the Raven Queen. I agree that I don't think there's any way to get out other than that. Because we don't know. Unless this room can give me a magical directory that could tell me how to get out of here. Which technically the room did say, they did say the room could give us anything. But I asked for an exit out and it didn't give me that, so... I don't want to give the box.
My main thought with that, like the logic of someone will say anything to get what they want, is that it works for both sides. That's the problem, because you're right. And that's the problem I've had this whole time. The thing is, the one thing in Kalent's favour in regards to this whole thing is Kalent hasn't tried. I guess Philip said it earlier. Kalent hasn't tried to cover up who they are. Hasn't tried to appeal to us as heroes being called to assist in the grand plan. The situation set forth by the Raven Queen is very convenient, very story shaped. I have a problem, you can help, only you can help. Go solve it for me. I'm a benevolent goddess. And that works because she's a goddess. So on both sides, they have potentially both could be lying. They both have every reason to tell us whatever they need to. The Raven Queen would be better at it because she's not trapped in a tower and she's a goddess. But all that aside, and I hate all of that, and I hate that we can't know. I hate that all of that aside, if we don't have a choice, what do? Also, another thing, we're in this tower because the Raven Queen sent us here to get Gornal. Either Kalent brought Gornal here to lure us, or the Raven Queen sent Gornal here and told us Kalent brought Gornal here, and we need to come and rescue him. If the Raven Queen brought us to the tower, right? Sent us to the tower, and there was no way out unless we give Kalent the box, does the Raven Queen want Kalent to have the box? Did the Raven Queen assume we would kill Kalent and then be stuck in the tower forever? 2 birds with 1 stone? Honestly, that seems like their most likely plan. Because what happens if we did kill Kalent? But none of that matters, because the fact of the matter is, I don't think there's a way out unless we give Kalent the box. So what do we do about that? Do we... I don't think we have a choice.
I think we're in a no-win situation. And I
So
think...
the 2 options are die in here or give Kalent the box.
Yes. Because
So
we could
neither
keep
of us want to
searching...
do it. Are we going
No.
to do it anyway?
I think we have to. Because at the end of the day, we're also not just trying to get ourselves out. Which... We all know I love putting other people before myself. So, at the end of the day, we're trying to get Gornal out of this tower. And we have people that we care about outside of this tower that I'm sure would like to see us again. And so I think we have to. But that doesn't mean we don't watch Kalent and make sure that they're doing what they've told us they're going to do. We just have to keep them accountable for their actions, and
If we can.
if we yes, because not
Alright.
I don't know that we can really fight them truly.
Okay. We'll try. We'll try to keep an eye on them. But we're... Alright. We're gonna do it?
I think so.
Thank you for talking this out with me. I couldn't have had this conversation with anyone else, and thank you.
Of course.
Alright. Let's go tell him, I guess. The others.
Yeah.
So, Liam and Sitlali, as they're walking back, this time that they've been talking in Draconic, Gornal looks to you and says, he says in Dwarfish, he says, well, I mean, we could speak in different languages too, huh? We could have our own secret conversation.
I speak back in Gnomish. I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Oh, and he says in Gnomish, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I see, you have that one, I guess. I thought when you said
I have.
Ulankar that you understood.
I know Common, Gnomish, and Sylvan. You know, so I've never gotten to talk to anybody who speaks Sylvan.
No, I don't know Sylvan.
Alright, that's fine.
That
That's
is a
fine.
weird language for the elves.
I grew up with a lot of interesting fairy tale books.
Oh, fairy tale books.
yeah.
Okay, where did you grow up?
Oh, in a church in Jortenia. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
It's very boring. Nothing interesting went on.
I see.
Yeah.
Boring church life is
Boring church life.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so nameless. As you're trying to listen to that, that's what you're getting at the same time. You're
Also
like,
hearing
and
that,
because
yeah.
you comprehend languages, you're like, God damn it.
So to you, like, you don't hear any difference. You just hear like you hear him talking in dwarf, and it's just like, I don't understand you.
I don't
Why?
understand you. So good.
If it wouldn't be literally unlistenable, it would have been very funny to have you guys both de-headphone and have that conversation while we were doing this. So, Chelsea, you can't hear us, but Chelsea hears both. And has
Oh,
to
I would
listen.
scream.
But it would
Just
be
so you know, you're muted,
unlistenable
Chelsea.
for the audience.
God, that's funny though. Oh.
It's a good gag. Yeah.
They come back to the table.
Well,
We don't... I still feel like we're in a situation where we could be being lied to by everyone. Because we could be. And both sides could do it and well. But me and Setloli have agreed it doesn't seem like we have an actual choice outside of giving Colent the box. So we are willing to do that.
Okay. Thank you. I know it's unsettling, but one thing I've realized is no matter what, there's got to be faith, or we're never going to get anywhere. We're never going to know for sure if what we're doing is the right thing. The only thing we can do is adapt after the fact and have faith that we have good intentions and we have the capability to do what we need to do. You're all more capable than I think you believe you are. I wouldn't have asked you to come here if that weren't the case. If I didn't think we could actually handle anything that happens here, I would have held off.
We almost got killed by a golem back there. I don't know if you...
But
was it a golem?
But we didn't get killed by a golem.
We're playing with gods.
We are.
I mean, we filled up a giant blood bucket, so...
More gods. Let's add more gods to the mix. Any gods we haven't talked to yet? Can we get them on the line? Start a party? Just try. Can I try and kill every god right now? Let's go. I think I can handle it. Sorry. I'm in a bit of a state.
I understand. All that I ask is that if you don't believe in Colenth, please have at least a little faith in me. That I've thought this through. And that I'm ready to handle whatever ends up happening. I'm gonna make sure that we all get out of here alive. And that we all have somewhere to go home to afterwards. Alright. I'm bad at counting sand, but I'm assuming we don't have a lot of time left.
Not much.
Alright. Gornal, how are you feeling?
I will never be better.
We'll talk about your attitude later. Nameless. How are you? Okay. If you need anything.
I just thought that was a really crappy move of you, if I'm being perfectly honest.
What?
To guilt people into, if they don't believe in necessarily the right thing, that they're not believing in you. But we'll talk about that at a time that maybe we won't die. Because we've never said we don't believe in you. And just because someone might have doubt doesn't mean that we don't believe in you. Just thought it was kind of a crappy guilt play. But let's give it the box.
Alright. Which way's up?
Do you have to head back through that door? We head back through all the doors? We've
There
never
are-
backtracked.
I'm assuming that it's not going to go to the same place. If it does, I suppose we could always close it and try again, but I'm assuming that the path isn't set in stone. If it is, I mean, we'd be coming through the door that was the locked one, as opposed to...
Yeah, we could try and rush, assuming it isn't locked on the other side now. There's a lot of stuff we don't know about how this is going to work.
Yeah.
But I guess, yeah, that we have to head that direction, right? Because that's up.
Yeah, I think so.
You still listening?
I at least don't
You
think it
speak
could hurt.
Draconic? You probably speak Draconic, right?
I'd imagine so. He hung out with a lot of people who spoke Draconic.
No. Got any tips for getting back to you?
You might be
That's
sleeping. All right. There's nothing we
I'm
can
just
do
gonna walk
take
to the
action.
other door.
Yes, Chuck?
Are there any like drawers or anything in this room?
Nope. No cabinets or anything. Like, there are... It's like a buffet and beds and places to, like, sit, rest. Like, it is really just a rest room.
Check it between the cushions.
That's I want to like stupidly do that, but not that per se. Like I want to like be like
You want to like part of your you want to like investigate the room. You want to make sure that there's.
but
nothing
I want to be
there.
thinking I want like a health potion or something and see if what they said before, if something would appear if that I want.
As you're looking through, nothing like that appears.
Okay.
This is a bad magic room. Let's go to a new one.
Let's find a room with potions.
I'm rolling my percentile. I rolled potion. Weird.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
not a number.
Hello, Moon. Can you decide? Can you just decide?
The
Up or
main
down?
thing is, I'm just gonna block her path from sitting right in front of the camera.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
fine.
great.
That's
spot.
actually
Yeah,
perfect.
actually, lay down right there.
I
That's
literally wasn't looking and I thought you were talking to Miles.
perfect. Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
Come on,
that
Miles.
is not nice.
Sorry.
Come on, Miles, make a
Sorry,
decision.
no.
I was like
You know, Sally was standing like right by the camera, like staring at the table, and we're like, "Okay, if you're gonna do it,
yeah,
do
like
it."
she just
Yeah,
wouldn't
like-
move. You
I
walk.
put it together eventually.
Yeah, right.
But I didn't see Sally. And I was
If I don't start a sentence with Sally, then it is very confusing when you can't see the creature. You push forward to the door up the stairs. Who will be opening?
I can.
Okay, go roll me a percentile there.
Oh, I love that one was cocked. 84.
It sounds really similar to what we rolled to get into this room. I think
we go back
we
and
go
we get
back
a
and
rest again.
It's another bedroom, another short rest.
We just
we'll
get, we
nothing
get a
from.
short rest enough to it becomes a long rest.
I wish that was the way it worked. Well, the problem is we can't stay in the room for 8 hours. We just got to keep rolling for this room.
As the sands of time hit the basically end, you see all the food just disappear. The beds disappear. And the table, chairs, everything that like you could ostensibly use in this room has gone.
Oh,
As you open the next door, there is this really loud, like, rhythmic sounds, and it's just like there are in front of you dozens in this sort of 60-foot stretch, dozens and dozens of like these jets of flame are just shooting out. Some of them are constant, just a constant stream of fire. Others are in these rhythmic patterns along the route.
and so they're just like shooting out like across the path, like horizontally.
How high up are like the things shooting? Like are they jumping over distant like height?
So the ceiling is about 20 feet up, and it goes all the way to the top.
The
Oh.
fire does.
Yeah, like so this
Or
fire is
flame.
going, all across, but even just the momentary look, Miles, like Liam, you can kind of tell that like there is a path through this, but it would take a little bit more time, or it would take some effort to actually get through. But like you can tell that like with the rhythms in place, you could move through it, but like it's gonna be tough.
Well, Gornal, probably should have you hop back in your box.
He just gets in immediately.
I'm not dealing with this. Man, do I have a fire ward blocking spell?
That would be protection from energy.
I do have that, but it's the 3rd level. Well. Well.
Of course it is.
It also, like, can only be applied to one person, which is not great. We could theoretically all travel in the box and only have to get across once as opposed to...
I think that's not a bad plan.
Theoretically, could I walk around it, like, on the wall?
No, the fire is
Okay.
It's all corners the fire is coming out of. Like, there are jets coming out of the floor, there are jets coming out of the side walls and the ceiling. So, like, there's not, like, a specific run of it that you could just, like, run on the side. However, again, as Liam has kind of pointed out, there is a pattern that, like, you could probably just try to charge through and you would get hit by him a lot. Or if you tried to take your time and do the pattern, you could probably... You might have to... You might take a little bit of hits, but, like, it would be enough that you could push through.
Man,
Is that dexterity? It sounds like dexterity.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would be much more of an acrobatic sort of tumbling.
I'm happy
and
to try that, guys.
How much more difficult would it be to do while holding the box?
Not any more difficult, I'd say.
Right.
Just because of, I mean, like, the state it's in is a lot, but, like, it's not something where you couldn't move with it, right? It's not
Right.
like I gotta tumble, I've gotta go around or something. That's all I want to say, is that, like, you could still hold the box and do it with minor difficulty.
I think that seems like our best play would be us getting inside and having Set Lolly try and make it through.
Yeah, that seems the best to me as well. I don't think I'd fare too well trying to get through this safely.
Aye.
I'm happy to try.
That, or unless Nameless can turn into some sort of fire creature that can't be hurt by fire, but I think...
Let me consult my notes.
Fire squirrel.
Ooh, that would actually be really cute.
A fire squirrel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't really carry the box though.
Well, we never said how big the fire squirrel is.
Ah yes, the giant fire squirrel.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Dire
Love it.
fire squirrel.
There
Dire
you
fire
go.
squirrel.
Dire fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So,
either way, I think I'm supposed to be in the box, so I'm just gonna... Yeah.
gets in the box.
Yeah.
Liam joins, I assume. Panther's good for going in the box. He's no objection.
Does Liam need more time to figure out the pattern, or...?
No. It's a thing where it's like the pattern isn't going to help. It does change. It's the point is more that there is a way through, but
Okay.
you have to be. You can either just charge through, or you can be patient and try to figure it out. So, what that translates to you, Jackie, is that if you were to move your full movement, you could push all the way through, but you will be taking damage. You'll be taking all the damage. But if you move half speed through this room, you could make your saving throws. You would actually have the opportunity to make the saving throws to reduce the damage.
Are they dex saves?
Yes. So that's what I'm trying to say, is that it's like, and then on top of that you have evasion. So it's like you could theoretically end up taking no damage.
Can you take the dodge action outside of combat?
No. Yeah, but it wouldn't apply here. She has to move. Well, no, I see what you're saying, but it's weird. It's like,
Well, because with dodge, like, it takes up your action but not your movement, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
my point is, with your speed, you could ostensibly move pretty much all the way across the room in one go, but you'll be taking all the damage. But if you move at half speed, you'll have to be doing this in chunks, but you'll actually get your saving throw. So it's up to you.
Am I allowed to know how much damage, how many
No.
dice you have to roll? Then I'll do the saving throws. I'll go slow.
Okay.
Also, because I
Got it.
don't want to do anything that would lose the box.
Gotcha. Everyone in the box. Set Lolly. You'll be making 3 checks because
Okay.
half your speed is 25. So go ahead and make me the first one.
Hmm. $25.
Very skilled. Like, in your head as you were before you were moving, it was like, I can't run on the wall. And then for shits and giggles anyway, you do it, and it turns out better than you had hoped. There's a chunk of it where you're able to kind of like do these pirouettes. In the box, you guys are just kind of experiencing a slight vertigo as you're just seeing the room spin and move quickly outside of the box hole. Give me your second one.
23.
Again, a nice, easy sort of. You're dipping and diving, and these jets are, it's this like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so you're having to stop at sometimes in a safe spot where there is no fire, but you're able to push through as you kind of match the pattern. Go ahead and give me your final one. What's up?
I was thinking, like, wait, did she get my +4? But I'm in a different dimension. So
Yeah,
probably
you're
not.
technically not there.
18.
18. Fortunately, as you're getting to the last part of the journey, there is just this one that you timed just inaccurately enough that it catches you. But, again, because of evasion, you only take half damage.
That's so many dice.
It was like 5 or 6.
14. You take 7 points of fire damage.
Ugh.
As you...
At least
Is that
that was
the-
it.
Half damage?
Yeah, that was the half damage.
Oh.
As you sort of little burnt and crisp on your shoulder, you set the box down to let everybody out. You guys are on the opposite side. A door awaits you.
Alright, good work.
Quality work.
Yeah.
Beautifully done.
Okay, one more down. So far we haven't repeated any rooms, so I wonder if there's something in place to stop us from doing the same thing twice. Oh well. It would just be better writing. I'm gonna open the... I'll open the next door.
You'll open it?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Go ahead and roll me a percentile.
Is this a dumb question? Is my clavicle still broken? Or when I healed
When you
myself
guys
during
short
that
rested
short
and
rest,
everything,
did that...
you reset it, and,
Okay.
and it's sore. That's the kind of stuff with this like healing, is that it's like it's not no bruises or anything. It's just that like you've
Yeah.
reduced the damage.
64.
64.
What did we roll to get the Calanth last time? Was it like 99 or 100?
100.
We literally rolled 100. Man,
You did, yes.
man. That must have been cool. What are the odds? Like 1 in 100?
Something
I'm
like
also
that.
like 99% sure you made the same joke.
Yeah. Don't you mean 100% sure?
I'm nothing if not consistent.
No, there's still the 1% chance I'm wrong.
Nah, he definitely did.
I hate it.
Oh man.
I never like it when it takes some time to figure out what's going on after we roll something.
Well, some of these rooms are complicated.
Mm-hmm. By complicated, you mean
Why'd you
have
have to
golems
go
in
and
them.
make them so complicated?
Boom, boom.
Complicated.
64 also
You
sounds
are
like a familiar number.
selfish, You are wrong.
That's Nintendo you're thinking of.
No, it's the Beatles.
64 Zulane is what you're thinking of, actually.
All right.
I hate it.
This is just. You guys are hitting all of the stuff that I was like, oh, that would be crazy if they do that one. But it's like when Liam lost his eye, right? Where it's like, I want this in there, but who knows if they'll ever actually do this.
This is just making me more uncomfortable with whatever this room's gonna be.
Oh, I'm so
Oh,
excited.
he's just gonna take my other eye.
Yeah, like,
I'm so
oh, this is
excited.
the room that reminds me of the time Liam lost his eye.
I just mean to say that, like, it just reminds me of that energy, that same feeling.
That doesn't help.
That's a good energy.
That's the
if you
problem.
want
A
that.
room full of animals.
It's ants. It's all just fire ants.
Oh, we could have used those in the last room.
Yeah.
I'm sick of fire. No.
Philip, as you turn the handle to the door, there is 60-foot round room, completely devoid of anything, empty. One podium, table, sort of just like a coffee table, with a single, like, like a bag, right? Like
Uh-huh.
sitting at the center of the table.
You guys can have Liam's eye in it.
Yep, that's what it is. No, it's gooey and grungy, but like, you know, it's there.
I'm gonna cast Identify as a ritual.
That's
It's gonna
right.
take
We'll
10
take.
minutes.
I guess in that case, I'll cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
So the two of you, okay, you guys are still in the entrance to the door. So what are you? I'm saying, like, are you moving
He's wanting to
forward? Or are you
identify
just
that
doing
bag,
it?
I guess. Yeah.
Huh?
I'm assuming he means go up to the bag and identify.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, something might start happening as soon as we step in, but
That's also entirely fair.
Nothing happens.
all right.
You step forward. Yes, Chelsea.
Are there any, like, murals or paintings or anything on the wall?
No, it's a very simple stonework.
That's why it took him so long to draw. So,
We do the rituals.
so you cast
You step
Identify.
up and you're ritually casting. Your detect magic. Whatever is in that pouch is very, very magical. This is
Not my
highly
item.
Well, whatever is in that pouch is very magical.
Liam. As you ritually cast Identify, the only thing that comes to your head, right? The only thing at the forefront is normally Identify teaches you things about a property of the object or the thing that you're trying to interact with. It'll give you legend of or lore, or it'll give you an understanding. The only thing, and this is very odd, this is the first time you've ever encountered something like this, the only thing you get from this thing is it's telling you it's a deck of cards.
Oh.
And that's it. All it's saying is it's a deck of cards.
Okay. And it's inside the pouch still.
It's inside the pouch still.
All right.
There is no door on the other side currently, by the way.
I guess the only thing we can do is open the bag.
Yeah, it's so we have very magical deck of cards. Doesn't
Tell me, man.
could be fun.
Super.
Oh, it'll be fun.
Usually isn't. We'll
Give me
We'll
a
go
history
for it.
check.
yeah, can I?
Yeah,
If anybody knows what this is,
it'll be him.
Where's the histories? All right, there we go. 12.
There is a hint of a memory of something. It's just like, yeah, I remember a story, like once upon a time, of some ridiculous magic artifact of a deck of cards. Some fairy tale, some nursery rhyme kind of thing. This deck could do wondrous, amazing, and terrible things.
So, here's my question. Do we go back and open the door again and hope for something else?
In the past, that hasn't worked for us.
That's fair. So we try to solve whatever this room wants from us.
Yes, Chelsea.
Have we gone back through the door that we came through and then come back through this door again? Like we've
I
done that
believe
before?
we shut it one time and tried to reopen it.
Yeah, I vaguely remember a gag where we opened it and it was like, oh, that looks bad, and then closed it and opened it again and it was the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think we physically entered the room at that point.
that's fair.
She's asking, have you guys ever walked backward?
I don't think we had. I guess leaving the
Right
room that we
now.
were in, but the restroom, I guess, is the only time where we
No, but
backtracked.
couldn't we go back to whatever room we're in that we were just in, and then go back into this room, and maybe it will not be this room anymore?
We could
I think if we open the door to go back, that will also be a different room.
So,
But then what she's saying is.
but then we just turn around and go back to this room, and we're going back up.
Maybe.
Theoretically.
I mean, or we could play with the cards. I don't really care. I
Theori-
don't like games.
Theoretically, we could just do that until we get the room that we wanted.
See, that's the reason I don't know if that would work. Because it would be very convenient.
What if
and
she?
this tower's anything but.
What if she just didn't think about it while she was designing it? What if she just never planned for that?
What if she's a bad writer? It's one of the less scary things that we've come across in the rooms.
Yeah. What could? Yeah.
You didn't roll a history check.
Yeah. You're right. There's nothing scary about a deck of cards. Let's. Who would like to? Who would like to do the honors?
Oh my god! I'm just gonna go and like turn it upside down, and the cards fall. I don't understand.
I love your reaction. I love. Oh my god! I'm just gonna like just like the so
Fine. I'll draw a card.
yeah, openly frustrated. So
Get
funny.
out of here.
No, I get it. I thought that was hysterical. I'm sorry. All right.
Oh my god.
Actually, this brings me to a point. We're gonna go to break.
That's a good point.
We're gonna as you approach the podium. The one thing I will say is that as you approach to try to like grab the bag itself starts to float in the air and drops, and the deck of cards is suspended in the air, and as it comes back down to the table, all 22 cards and just like start shuffling by itself, and then it sits all together in one pile.
Oh, this reminds me of the work of a famous gnome, Divini Copper Gnome.
No, out.
So,
We'll be right back after our break for this. God, I'm so excited. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our second half of tonight's episode. We're in a very exciting turn. They have just found a deck of many things, and Nameless, you have stepped up. As you step up and the cards come out of the bag and shuffle and lay back down, a voice rings out in the room, unfamiliar to any of you. Sort of this primordial voice. It's like multi-toned and genderless. And it says, "Those who have approached this room, draw your fate to move forward."
Alright, well, I guess that answers that question. I guess we're all
Do you
drawing.
think they mean a picture?
Honestly, try it. Let's see.
So, Lolly, you've got your
I just
painter's
draw me
claws,
with a
right?
bunch of animals and happy sunshine.
All I want... Just gonna draw like a nice beach.
You're the first.
I would-
You were the first who stepped up to do this, Nameless. So I'm going to start with
draw
you.
my card.
1 second. There are some rules. I suppose the voice will also say this to you.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I'm realizing I'm like, oh, we can, you must declare how many cards you will draw before you start.
How many are there?
52. No, I'm just
There
kidding.
are 22 cards.
22.
And basically, if you say I'm going to draw 3 cards and you draw a 4th, it will take no effect. Right? Like whatever this card is going, like whatever these cards do or whatever this card is going to signify, it doesn't mean anything after the whatever if you were to try to draw stuff after the number you say. So if you say I'm drawing 2 cards and you drew a 3rd, it wouldn't matter. Does that make sense? Like it wouldn't allow you to draw more than you state.
I can only draw 1. Like, let's say I say 1. I only draw 1, but then can I draw the other 21 and then we're done? And they wouldn't take effect?
No, I think it just will prevent you from drawing the cards.
Oh,
That's what I'm trying to
okay.
say. Is that like they won't actually move? Like you won't be able to draw more than what you've said.
Got
Is
it.
there?
I
any
phrased that
incentive
wrong.
here?
I'm sorry. That's Miles said it more what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any incentive to drawing more than 1 card?
I think it depends on what's on the cards. It almost makes it seem like there could be good things in there.
I think there should be some, at least, from
It's-
my vague recollections. But
It's not a game of chance if there isn't both good and bad outcomes.
yeah,
2.
2.
Oh, they're the same card. Oh, that looks bad. What?
Medusa! Don't look at her. I closed
So
my
the
eyes.
cards take effect one at a time.
Oh. I picked 2 in hopes that they would maybe fight each other. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna read this to you.
Okay.
The card's Medusa-like visage curses you. You take a -2 penalty on saving throws while cursed in this way. Only a god or the magic or very powerful magic can end this curse.
Oh, wait.
Cool.
So -2 to saving throws.
Cool.
And your second card.
It's a god.
That looks good. That looks good.
It is Star.
Ooh, it's holographic.
Star.
Oh, they're all holographic.
Yep.
Oh, that's really cool.
The Deck of Many is the company, and they made these
What are they called? Like lenticles or something like that?
lenticular.
Lenticular. Yeah.
Lenticular cards, and so they...
Oh, I see it now. I was like, I thought you were talking about like holographic, like Charizard cards. And by that I mean Pokemon.
Yeah, I thought that initially, but like then I realized like, oh no, like they actually move. They're lenticular.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's rad.
Yeah.
Go buy them. Anybody watching?
Yes.
The star one looks good, right? Seems positive.
it does.
Maybe I become incredibly charismatic.
That might actually be it. That's a musician.
As you pull the card, a surge of this like positive, much in reverse to what just happened to you. You feel a surge of positive alignment. Choose one of your ability scores and increase it by 2. The score can exceed 20, but can't exceed 24.
Oh my god.
For permanent? Or just
Permanent. For permanent.
That's a permanent upgrade. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I now understand the compulsion to try and draw more cards.
Yeah. We can do something about that curse. Not right now, unfortunately. But
I do have to
Powerful
ask if any of
magic.
you...
I
Yeah,
think
if
I
any of
might
you
hear-
guys become a god during this, I have a curse on me now.
We are about to return god powers to someone.
Yeah, don't
The
worry.
best. The best, like, hey, if anybody has the opportunity, just remember I took a hit today.
We're literally about to return god-granted powers to a very powerful mage. So this one could get solved relatively quickly.
I'm holding a condition to that.
Hey, if I
He has
become a
to
god,
fix me.
first thing on my list.
As the card...
Really?
Don't act.
I like the new eye. I like the new eye.
Yeah, don't act like you wouldn't ask me to remove your other eye and replace it with another magic.
I'm sorry. I'm way
You
too
just
loud
asked for
right
a
now.
second magic eye.
I'm sorry. Sorry, folks at home. This is just really fun. This is just
He's giddy about using his toy. He's
I
had
know!
this for
I
a
also
long
got
while.
LEDs. I also got condition rings. So, like,
Oh!
I'm super excited to do that stuff, too.
Who's the lucky girl?
Do you have a cursed
You
one
next.
that we can have
Are you-
under
are you-
nameless forever?
I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Blinded. All right,
That's actually... yeah, that's what
that'd be great.
Is blinded by love a condition?
That's called charmed.
It's, yeah. Or hexed, for some people.
Well,
As sorry, I was just gonna describe what as the cards take effect on you, nameless. They flip over, and the deck shuffles itself again.
Oh.
we just wanted to like play the memory game of like, all right, everybody get that one.
And the stack
Okay.
comes back down.
Well, no, but I mean, the positive and negative of that is that any of us could also draw either of those cards. You know, like the
That-
star's in there again, which is awesome, but so is being cursed.
Yeah, among at least 20 other things, assuming that these
Yep.
cards all stay the same.
Who's next? And as the cards step back down, the far wall, a small crack appears.
Oh, what if I just dig into that? All right, well. Anybody have a particular... Well, you know, I'll go next if nobody else wants to. All
Looks
right.
like it's you.
All right.
You're gonna roll a.
Gonna roll a d4 to see how many I draw.
All
So
right.
this way,
That's
it's not,
literally what I was gonna do.
this way it's not my fault.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Yes!
Oh my god!
Oh.
This is a bad idea. All
The
right,
pure energy and rage I feel.
all right. Here we go. 4.
Liam spits out the the coffee he's not sipping.
He drinks from his alchemist jug just to spit it out.
I think.
Wait, you don't have an alchemist jug, do you?
Not with me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I had more important things to infuse.
Alright, so I'm gonna.
Divinity Coppermine. That looks good. That looks
Could
good.
be.
That's a
Could be.
You
beautiful
want to see?
card.
You want to see its?
Yes, show us the effects. Ooh, sorry for all the podcasters at home, but
Let the
go watch
heat
the
boss.
video so you can see these amazing effects on these cards. That looks like a good one, right?
Or you get
never know,
enraptured
but
by
yeah.
a moonbeam.
I get
I
permanent
mean, it's not a
moonbeam.
good card in the tarot deck. I mean, relative.
Permanent moonbeam. What's up? What's up? What happens to me?
You're transported to the moon. No.
This is just like Portal 2.
choose
Bernie's
one of
there.
the 2 moons, and you're there. No. Okay.
Saloon.
Okay.
Saloon appears. You had to roll for it. Oh.
Deep within, there is a calmness in some of the way you've prayed before.
Yeah.
A oneness to the veil, and an accumulation of sort of. I guess what I'm trying to say is a very distinct form of magic connection.
Yeah, I like where this is going.
Inside
You'll
of
never
that
feel that
connection,
again.
beyond your limitations, beyond your capabilities, you feel a surge of a whispered power.
Who?
You've gained the ability to cast the wish spell twice.
Holy shit!
That was what my roll was, because it's 1d3 times, and so I had to roll to see how many you got.
Twice, like, per long rest, or twice just twice?
Twice in life.
Twice.
The wish spell is, so the way the wish spell works is even if you can learn it naturally, every time you cast it, you have a chance to, like, forget it and never be able to use it again. This is not a spell I would ever be able to learn. Like, this is...
If
wild.
me or you had this set, Lolly, we would have one less predicament.
I think it's crazy. Again, this is I have drawn randomly. I have shuffled. I shuffled between.
God has a plan.
You have to draw your rest.
Which
the rest
god?
of your cards.
Cards.
You gotta
draw
draw
your
the rest
cards.
of your cards, buddy.
Come on, you gotta draw the rest of the cards.
The voice of the room says, "Hey, buddy, you can't just leave the rest of the cards.
Alright,
You gotta do it."
the first card was Wicked Pisser, but you gotta...
Sorry.
That also looks good. This
Yeah,
also looks
great.
good.
I
You're
take
using
a
up all the
chance.
good luck. I'm gonna get screwed on this one, y'all.
I
I
know.
can feel it already.
Everybody else just draw one. Save yourselves. Ooh, that's very cool. Maybe it's not good, but this guy's made of a sword
Looks-
and he's grabbing a sword.
Maybe the sword's falling on you instead.
Let's see.
A sword falls from that Sephiroth descends. I don't like this.
At your hilt. Sorry, not at your hip. The pick that you've that you bought, that you purchased, that you have been working with for a little while from the Hell Pikes, unlatches from your belt and starts to just kind of float, and you can feel the radiance of like a divine energy imbuing inside the weapon. It is now not just a keen weapon. Your third card.
Oh,
Oh.
man, this is fitting.
You become a bird.
I mean, the Raven Queen.
Or you become a bird.
Okay.
Or Tobias.
Okay. As your pick glows, imbued with divine energy, and rests in your hand, the next card is drawn. It's gone. What other magical items do you currently have in your possession?
Well, my shield. Ring of Empowerment. That's it. The Ring of Empowerment, my pick, and the Shield of ROI.
The ring turns to ash. Your sword, your shield remains.
And my pick just disappears.
Mhm.
Okay, let me unequip
Gone.
that.
Last card. Balance.
This doesn't seem terribly bad.
Maybe.
It might seem equal parts bad and good.
All of your stuff becomes 0. That'd be terrible.
I cannot believe... I lost my weapon.
Is that what happens?
Your mind, Philip, is racked. A poisonous, altering, vengeful hatred overtakes you. The card of balance causes your alignment to change. Lawful becomes chaotic, good becomes evil. If you are true neutral or unaligned, this does not affect you.
Huh.
Join the chaotic side.
As you all are watching Philip, you notice a sort of change in posture almost. And the turn away from the table is much colder, but you cannot place why. And that is where we will leave that for now. Chris, just consider that.
Mm-hmm.
You're more familiar with the game. You can go next.
All right, I'll go.
Guidance.
This has turned so ridiculous.
2.
The Vizier.
Your vision. Like, I meant like the character, not your eyes. I realized.
Yep. Yeah.
A more apt person could never have been chosen. As you see the card drawn before you, Liam, there just begins a feeling and a mental awareness within the next year. At any time, you can ask a question in meditation and mentally receive a truthful answer to that question. Besides information, the answer also helps you solve a puzzling problem or other dilemma. In other words, the knowledge comes with wisdom on how to apply it.
Okay.
The second card. I just think the parallel of those two things just kind of struck me is all. Sorry.
Idiot.
Okay. Permanently reduce your intelligence by 1d4 plus 1.
Guidance.
Are you gonna roll that or should I?
I can roll that if you would like.
All right. Sure.
That's his main. Oh my god.
That's a 1. So 2. You can draw one additional card beyond your declared draws. That's why I love this thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
You become a genius.
That seems good.
The gem. $25 pieces of jewelry fall at your feet. Even at a base appraisal, at a minor, quick look, each of these pieces of jewelry is worth about 2,000 gold each. As the cards reshuffle into the deck.
How's that crack doing?
Yet again, an additional crack has formed. You can see very faintly through it a staircase.
I am going to take 3 cards.
The key.
Huh.
Again.
Oh, fuck.
You've seen this weapon before. And it was only in books. There are these... It's a longsword. Basically, as the card takes effect, shining light, a blade comes out of the thin air and hangs for you to grab it. It's a shining, brilliant blade. And this thing you've seen in scripture. This is a blade of Dolorah.
I take it? Can I take it?
Yes, it's meant for you to take it.
Okay. I grab it.
Your resistance to flames. That's what it means.
You spontaneously combust.
You take this much fire damage.
Said Lolly.
Mm-hmm.
As you grab onto the sword, and the next card draws, you see the flames, demonic form above it. Your soul is racked with a clasp. Almost like a hooked finger into you. And in your head, well, a new plaything. You have gained the enmity of a devil. This devil seeks your ruin and plagues your life, savoring your suffering before attempting to slay you. This lasts until either you or the devil dies. Your third card. The next basically like the next thing that is said is, I'll be seeing you. The Jester. Almost as if in a call, you are surged with a protective energy. You are now 1 level higher, and you can draw 2 additional cards if you choose. It would have to be
Do I have
2.
to-
It would have to be
Okay,
2.
that was. But now I'm also level 12.
You are level 12.
But I have a devil and I might die. You know
Does
what?
she get all
I'm
the
gonna-
level up stuff too?
Yep.
That's so cool.
You know what? I already have a devil living in my soul trying to murder me. Let's go for 2 more. Why
Okay.
not? What do I have to lose? My life?
Yeah. But also your alignment. Good to evil, chaotic to lawful. As the 4th card. Wait, that wasn't right. That was over there. The Fates. Reality's fabric unravels and spins anew, allowing you to avoid or erase one event as if it never happened. You can use this card's magic as soon as you draw the card or at any other time before you die. So you could hold on to this card or you could use it now to change one event.
Can I reverse my alignment and go back to normal?
Yes. Yes, you can. The split second of all of the vile, terrible things is enough to shake you into knowing that it's not who you are. It's never been who you are. That is a false life. And through the fates, you're able to come back to yourself. A true telling of willpower. As one more crack appears in the wall. It is not fully destroyed. As Panther steps up. Three. As the flames wreath around the card, you see him with quiet recognition. The sun. A wrist bangle appears in front of him as he looks to it. He picks it up and he hands it to you, nameless, and says, "Hold on to it for a moment." Ooh, Birdbeak. And his final card. Again, another shining light, a sort of just like a brief light, and a mace is dropped at the feet of Panther. It has a sort of like onyx look to it, this sort of like deep black metal. And that's all that happens with that. Another crack forms, but is no longer. It is still not broken through. As Gornal steps to the table. 3. Any magical items he's wearing is removed from his body, which is none. He's like, well, I don't know what the big deal with that one was.
Huh.
Sort of a surge of recognition appears on him as he just kind of collects himself and thinks.
Huh.
The comet. As the crack breaks all the way through the staircase before you, the cards shuffle themselves one last time, place themselves in their bag, and disappear.
Philip, I would like to give you this sword. I have no need for it, and I think Dolora would agree with me, although I really can't talk for a god, but I think you're the best person to have this, since we don't know where your pick went. And then I hand him the sword, or at least reach out with it.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. If it's a weapon of Dolora, it can really only truly be used by one of her followers. It won't have quite the same effect with me. I'm not entirely sure what it does, but it wouldn't be of much use to me.
Yes.
How long did that all take?
Probably no more than about 10 minutes.
Cool. I want to, act like I'm going over to the wall and, not the wall, seeing if there's, any other cracks in the wall. Because since I noticed something was wrong. I do.
Okay.
In Elvish. Just in case.
Okay. Let me message it back to you.
I cast eavesdrop on
Okay.
the private moment.
Can I speak SMS?
Chris,
Mm-hmm.
make a charisma saving throw for me, please. Which
This is
does
probably
give you a
not
plus
going to go
10.
well, but I know.
That's 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically speaking, there's no way he could fail it.
But I do get to know the emotional state,
Yeah.
which is what you said, basically.
You did feel a little touch on you, Philip, as that happened. As I made you roll for that saving throw, you did feel a touch.
Mm-hmm.
The doorway is open to you, stairs extended.
I go open the door.
Go ahead and roll me percentile.
$20.
As you open the door, wave of a chaotic magic hits you. And as you look into the room, gone is any sort of structure or building. It is a deep, dug out, almost as if something fell and burrowed itself into here. This wave after wave of undulating chaos as at the center of the room, of this 60-foot space, sits a sort of forest green, large stone, pulsing, glowing. It is a mere stone.
Is there another door in this room?
There is, on the other side.
Does it seem to be locked off in any way? Or
No. Just a door.
I go touch the stone.
Go make me a wisdom saving throw.
Should we not hear this conversation?
27.
Well, you guys are all in the room, right? Like, you guys are all there together.
Right.
I'm sorry, you're saying as players. Sorry.
Yeah.
I actually am going to ask you guys to, as you touch the mirror stone. And you feel the connection take over. A voice. Different. You are different.
Yeah, this place did something to me.
It can.
Is this your original resting place?
Indeed. Many years I sat here.
I assume you know of Kalenth.
Yes.
You know of the Raven Queen.
Yes.
I share the story that Kalenth has told us. Is this true?
Indeed it is. But one I am tasked with guarding. I do not question, and I do not ponder. I merely exist. That is my lot. The abjuration it protects, the illusion it wants to hide and disguise. My prerogative is life.
So you
And the
mean-
absence of it, the desire of a cycle, it must continue forever.
Then, if these stones, if they stay out of balance, if they aren't moved back, or if more of them are moved, that cycle would be threatened, yes.
Most heavily. But once I am agreed, I am agreed.
Has the Queen tasked you with keeping these stones where they've been moved? Is that what you're saying?
I am tasked with keeping them here. I am tasked with non-interruption. And I am blocked. I would not upset the balance as the others have. So willingly. I will not be moved.
What would happen to you if they were to be removed from the tower?
Nothing. I continue as I have always continued, a new cycle birthed.
Is there anything preventing you from helping to move the stones back where they came from?
Nothing is preventing that, no.
Okay. The Raven Queen, she resides within the Shadowfell, yes.
Yes.
Does she have a mortal form there?
Mortality is a thing that is bestowed upon you.
So the answer is no. She is eternal, more or less.
Much like day and night, there is an ending at some point. Some heat death eventuality. But in all cycles, it begins anew.
I think I understand. Abjuration was moved from Core Hall. Illusion was moved from Rakia.
Yes.
Which others have been moved?
Conjuration is in a constant cycle.
Conjuration always moves.
Mutable.
I don't suppose Conjuration is below the waves.
No.
Where did transmutation originally lie?
Within the far reaches of the southern hemisphere. A distant land, draconian.
And evocation?
Resides below the waves.
Is it meant to be there?
No.
Divination, then.
Above all things,
Divination.
ever watchful.
Where is evocation supposed to be?
It once resided in the continent to the west.
So evocation must be returned. Illusion must be returned. Enchantment is where it should be, yes.
Indeed.
It's transmutation, evocation, conjuration, and illusion. Illusion must go back to Rakia. Transmutation must go to the south. Evocation to the west. Conjuration, where is it supposed to be?
It is ever mutable.
So conjuration has no home, has no place.
It is ever mutable.
We'll figure that out later, I suppose. We have similar desires.
Maybe once.
Is there a way to reverse this change?
Is that a desire from you?
Yes. I feel as though I'm about to split in half. Ending that would be preferable.
You must be aware that a price will be paid.
I fear a price will be paid in either direction. I will not achieve what I want to achieve the way that I am right now. I can get information, but I cannot take action. Something is going to win out.
Your balance has been upset.
Yes.
Then I shall assist you. Know this. My assistance comes with a cost, not only to your body, but in the end, we will call upon you, Philip Futterfuller, and you will answer.
I think I may.
Your choice is now or never.
When you say in the end, you mean once this is once the goal has been achieved.
Make of it what you will. Your paradigm has shifted. Soon you will not care. The feeling, the conniving, the instinct to lie has already seeded inside you. My time grows short.
So does mine. I'll take it.
Very well. I shall call upon you again, Philip Fretterfuller.
Noted.
And I will assist. Walk through that door, and I will take you to where you desire.
I appreciate it.
Restore the balance. Take your hand off. As Philip's hand retracts from the stone, Philip, you feel a rot set in. A burning pain. It is not possible to bury down that feeling, that pain. As from your fingertips to your elbow, your hand rots away, leaving nothing but a
I told you to keep the sword. Alright. One more door.
What'd
Let's
you
go.
hear?
I found out what we have to do.
Which is?
Where the stones are, where they need to go. How to restore the balance. He's also been kind enough to help us get there quickly.
Get where exactly?
Back to Kalenth. We won't have to risk this tower anymore.
As someone who's experienced these before, usually there's something you had to give them.
Well,
Some sort of information.
one hand in exchange for another. Let's make this as quick as we can. I may want to have this looked at sooner rather than later.
All right, yeah, I'll go open the door.
You open to Kalenth's bedchambers. They sit there in their chair, looking at you all as you come in. Well. Quite an adventure. Looking to Gornal, say, pleased you made it, friend. Well, I suppose you and I should start the decrepit club. Perhaps.
Kalenth, we're ready to get out of here. Would you, once we're free, would you be so kind as to return us to outside of Sestead? I wouldn't want to make Gornal have to travel very far get back home in its current state.
I can take you anywhere you want to go.
Thank you.
And he sort of just extends his hand. If you'd be so kind.
Yeah. Pass him the box.
So he grabs the end. Kind of like, without touching it, locks it to a position you've never known. And he clicks it in place. It becomes flat. And they cut the cord that is currently connecting them to the bottom of the tower. Or the bottom of the floor, right? And as it does, he's also able to kind of... Like, it looks like one of those fans, like one of those bladed fans, and he cuts the cord. And as it stops flowing into him, you see that they just have this color returns. Their sallow skin and sort of decrepitness leaves as their body is able to well, I will say, a full breath really enlightens the whole space. Would you not agree? Oh boy! And he takes the fan to an 8-pointed star, and like one of those Connects balls that like extend out, just opens it up behind them, and behind them you just see a white shining light. Only within the circumference of the star, and everything else looks like the tower. Everything looks exactly the way it is. He says, "Please, I would like you to be the first to step through, Gornal." He says, "Well, if I had known that you had this sort of power, I probably would have asked you for more than chicken." Steps through, and is sort of overtaken with the white light. Turns back to the lot of you and he says, "Well, you've given up much. Such as the Tower of Blight, I suppose. Now, would you like to leave?"
Yes, I think. Unless there's anything we have to sort out.
Can you remove a curse?
That is sort of out of my wheelhouse, but I can help you research how to do so.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't suppose you would know what sort of pocket dimension an enchanted weapon might disappear to upon drawing the talons.
Oh no, my friend. It's gone.
Well, I figured as much. I pay good money for that. Oh well. Can't make much use of it at the moment anyways. But
Maybe
Alright.
he can make you a lodestone arm.
I can reach out to Thaddeus as well. No one does arms like him. So, if I need to reach out, I will.
That completely slipped my mind. It's a good thing you're more attentive.
Less than usual, but mostly there.
Unless anybody has anything else to be discussed, I'd like to get some ice on this as soon as possible.
Yeah.
All right,
We got through. We got through.
we go through.
So Lolly, he holds you back for a moment. Just sort of like as the others pass through. he just says, "Listen. I don't apologize. But what I do is to make sure that those under my care are helped. You should be safe in your home from that which hunts you. Not an easy thing to deal with. But please, rest.
Do we have to go in one by one, or can we go through this together?
We can go together for sure. I was simply being kind.
I'll hold my hand out and be like, let's go.
Holds the hand. Steps through. As you guys enter the other side, you are on the outskirts of Sisted. And he closes the box on this side, grabs it, pockets it. He says, "Well, did I deliver or did I deliver?"
Well, you certainly know how to use that spell. I couldn't think of anything more interesting to say. I'm sorry, I'm in a lot of pain at the moment.
Well. Shall we head home, then?
I think so. Gornal, how are your legs? Do you feel you can walk the rest of the way?
I would like to walk inside the walls.
Okay. I could summon a steed if you would prefer.
Invigorated. Yes, I am good.
Okay.
And with that, as you descend the hill, heading towards the gates of Sisted, we will call our session for the evening. Thank you guys for the tumultuous ride. This couldn't have been just a more beautiful rendition of the luck of the draw and just ridiculous fate. You've escaped the Tower of Blight, you guys. That's huge.
Yeah.
I can't say anything else. Mainly because I want to check up on my people, and I got to end the episode so I can check up on my people. So thank you guys so much
for watching.
and we'll catch you next week.